Kia says its new EV5, which is just slightly smaller than a Tesla Model Y, will cost $35,000 in the United States and qualify for EV incentives. This sounds insane. And if this is true, if Kia follows through with this promise, well, you've got to say, once it gets its EV incentive and brings the price down to $27,500, well, almost certainly that is a lower price than an equivalent gasoline or petrol-powered car. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Welcome to all the new subscribers. It's great to have you. Welcome back, everyone else. Mustang Mach-E and the Tesla Model Y. If you qualify for the EV incentive, most people do, then they're already bringing the price down to around $35,000 plus you can get extra incentives on top of that. But anyway, $35,000 is still cheaper than equivalently sized gasoline powered vehicles with equivalent specifications in terms of actual spec in the car, right? But Ford's F-150 Lariat, the EV version, is now cheaper than the gasoline powered version. You can see here, price parity it's already right on our doorstep. And Kia's saying, no, we want a part of this. We're going to make this EV5 in the US. By the way, Australia, we are getting the EV5 as well. And we're going to make them, and they're going to be very affordable. Kia wants to break the price barrier to electric vehicle adoption with a new wave of mass market compact EVs that will be built on Kia's new EV platform, and will have some pretty impressive technology. I've spoken about that technology on this channel on a number of occasions. So if you want to hear about all this new tech that companies bring out, I try to really talk about that. Kia and Hyundai have mentioned numerous times ways how they can bring the price of their EVs down. One of them, battery energy density, is improving. Hyundai and Kia, I believe, are beginning to use gigacasting as well. There's really lots of new technology these guys are working on. One of the things they're working on as well is leveling. Basically, the car will be able to reduce its ride height when it's driving on roads where it doesn't need to be higher. That significantly improves your range. That's a really big technological adoption. There's other things like heated seat belts. Instead of actually using your heating in your car, that is a big increase in terms of your actual car efficiency as well. There's a whole lot of things being done here in the EV industry to improve efficiency and reduce the price of vehicles. Kia CEO Ho Sung Son unveiled the EV5 in production form during a briefing. The EV5 will be, it'll be kind of like a sister car to the EV6, but a more practical shape. EV6 is kind of a stylized car. The EV5's more of a practical, boxy kind of shape. The EV5's design is similar to the EV9, which is obviously a car that looks a bit like a better version of a Toyota Land Cruiser. Also on stage was the concept version of the EV3. I'll have a new video on that, by the way, and the EV4. Pricing for the EV3, the EV4, and the EV5 will start at $35,000 and top out at around $50,000. $35,000 to $50,000, that's what Kia is targeting. All these cars, they say, will qualify for tax incentives in the United States. As for Australia, we won't have any incentives. I don't believe in most states by the time these vehicles come out, but they will be coming to Australia. Now, what about the UK and Europe? Are they coming to the UK and Europe, these vehicles? They most certainly are. Production, where will it be? Well, Kia actually makes some vehicles in China now, but as far as I can tell, the European versions and the UK version will be made in South Korea. The CEO said that affordability will put them on the shopping list and spur EV adoption. He said plans for an even smaller EV2 that will be built in Europe starting 2025 are going to come out as well. So the EV2 is actually like Kia's answer to the Tesla Model 2, the $25,000 car. Kia believes it can do the same kind of thing. Who knows if that's going to happen, or who knows who will win that race in terms of getting production out there. But either way, this is a really cool race to see. I'm really enjoying watching this unfold. So getting back to where the Kia EV5 is coming to and its specifications. Well, the EV5 is definitely coming to Australia. The launch has been confirmed for around about the middle of 2024 here in Australia. The Kia EV5 has 800 volt electrical architecture, so it'll have 350 kilowatt fast charging, Of course, that's not at average speed, that's like a peak speed, but still, it's very, very good, impressive fast charging. It'll also come with 3 different variants: the standard, the long range, and the long range all-wheel drive. The standard range model is powered by a front-mounted 160 kilowatt electric motor, which is paired with a 64 kilowatt hour battery pack. Kia claims it has a driving range of up to 530 kilometers, according to the CLTC cycle. So that's the Chinese rating. It won't really have that. It'll probably a range of about 475 kilometers on the WLTP. The long range model has the same 160 kilowatt or 210 horsepower electric motor as the standard model, but it has a bigger battery pack with an 88 kilowatt hour size. That's a ternary battery, by the way, not a lithium iron phosphate battery. That vehicle has a range of around about 650 kilometers WLTP. That's actually the kind of car I think a lot of people will be very excited to get their hands on. I think if you combine that kind of range with 350 kilowatt fast charging, probably access to Tesla's supercharger network in the United States, because Kia and Hyundai are going to put NACS chargers on their EVs next year, then that's really a very, very compelling option. The long range all-wheel drive model adds a 70 kilowatt rear-mounted electric motor, bringing system outputs to 230 kilowatt, or around a total of 300 horsepower. It comes with a 70 kilowatt hour battery pack with a range of around 600 kilometers on the WLTP cycle. Regardless of which model you get, the EV5 has very fast charging. You can charge the battery from 30 to 80% in around 27 minutes. So you can see here that if it was hitting a 350 kilowatt peak charge rate for the entire charge, it'd charge in about 10 minutes. So it tapers off a fair bit, but still, it's still a fast charging. Here's what Kia said about the battery pack. The EV5's battery pack has been engineered for both hot and cold climates and features an advanced heat pump system that manages the battery's temperature. So I don't know what this battery is, they haven't revealed it, but either way it sounds good to me. It also has full one pedal driving. I see this issue discussed on many forums all over the internet. People, if they bought a car that doesn't have one pedal driving, they're apologists. They say, you don't need one pedal driving, it's terrible, you shouldn't do it, it's dangerous. Nonsense. You want to have an EV that gives you the option. Now, I understand if some people don't use it. I think most people probably will use it if they have it in their car though. And one pedal driving is a really good feature. It will stop you from having to use your brakes. You can actually replenish more energy back into your car. So that's a good feature here as well. Plus it has vehicle to load functionality, meaning you can use the battery to power external appliances or even your house. Inside the EV5 comes with a curved display. I don't know why I'm not really into curved displays, but some people like them. It's a 12.3 inch digital instrument cluster and has a 12.3 inch display for the driver as well. The EV5 has a unified graphical user interface for the audio-visual navigation and telematics screens, and has over-the-air software updates and features can be upgraded through the Kia Connect store. Now, speaking of software updates, not really any manufacturers, they often offer software updates for features that they promised in the first place before they sold you the car. I don't really call that a software update. So we haven't really seen that roll out yet from many manufacturers other than Tesla in terms of compelling software updates. So if you're getting excited about that feature, I wouldn't be too worried about that. This is a great car. I don't think they need to promise you something they're not going to probably not going to deliver. Anyway, what else does the car have? Minimal buttons. There's only 17 buttons in the car. So if you're not a fan of Tesla's minimalism, this car might not be for you either. Anyway, one cool feature about this car, right, it has camp mode, a second row camping seat with a rear console 4-liter refrigerator warmer that has a temperature range of 5 to 55 degrees Celsius. I don't know if that's an option or if that comes standard, but I like the sound of that. So what about pricing? Well, the EV6 is quite an expensive car in Australia. It costs $72,600 here, but of course, EV5 is not the same car as the EV6. It may be a little bit cheaper. It may not. We know it will be cheaper in the US though. If it's starting at $35,000, that's a lot less than 73,000 Australian dollars. So what about US production? You guys are not going to be getting this vehicle next year because Kia don't yet have an electric car factory in the United States. So you can't just make a vehicle nowhere. I guess you could make it in a tent, but Kia don't even have a tent. So that's not happening. But they're building a factory in the US. So you guys in America, you'll have this vehicle in 2025. If it's priced at $35,000 in 2025, I'd be pretty surprised because inflation is going up pretty quickly. maybe even if it slows down, I still think that would be a very affordable car at this price in 2025. Hopefully it is though. Now the thing is, Kia are going to be manufacturing a range of EVs in the US in 2025, but at this stage the EV5 isn't one of them. So what they're planning on doing is actually importing the South Korean version and then selling that in the US. So it won't qualify for the $7,500 EV incentive unless you buy it on a lease. If you buy it on a lease, it will qualify. Yeah, a bit confusing, I know, but I think there's a good chance that Kia will change their minds on this. I think there's a lot of demand for this size car. This is basically the perfect, ideal selling car in terms of segment, niche. You know, these are the best-selling cars in the world, this sort of mid-sized electric crossover, and it's growing really, really fast. So hopefully they do make them in the United States. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you like it? Do you love it? Hate it? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching.